Once you've tasted of being fully alive, there is no going back. And there's a lot of us that are settling for, okay, this is enough. No, there's so much more. There's the infinite of being alive that we have opportunity to experience in this lifetime. So Peter jumps in the water, he makes his way to the shore, and Jesus is sitting there with a little fire. Hey, bring me some fish, let's have some breakfast. I'd be chomping at the bit like, Jesus, I don't care about breakfast right now. We need to talk. And Jesus is like, no, you want some salt? You want some ketchup? Or do you want some, he's having a breakfast with them. And then in the middle of the breakfast, Jesus looks at Peter and says, hey, do you love me? And Peter goes, you know I love you. I know I screwed up, but you know I love you. Jesus is like, all right, good. You want some more fish? Yeah, good, here's some more fish. A minute later, Jesus says, hey, Peter, do you love me? Peter goes, you know I love you. I gave up everything to follow you. I am so hopeless and discouraged right now. I am nothing without you. And Jesus said, okay, all right, good. A moment later, Jesus looks at Peter for the third time. Why 3 times? Because he denied him 3 times. He looks at Peter and says, do you love me? And Peter says, you know I love you. I think Peter just lost it because he had been pent up of being dead and he wants to be fully alive again. Do you notice that Jesus never brings up the situation that Peter denies him? Isn't that interesting? I just find that very fascinating. I think some of our helping people work through the issue, we stay on the surface and not getting to the root. We try to solve the problem right now, but Jesus is like, we're not going to talk about you denying me. We're going to talk about what caused you to deny me. And what was it? Love. And he addresses him around the topic of love. So here we have Peter, Luke 5, full surrender, full surrender. Now, why did he deny Jesus? I think because he wasn't fully surrendered. What's my point? Being fully surrendered to God is not a one-time thing. It is a constant posture of the heart of being fully surrendered. It's a daily thing. It's a constant reality. Why? Because we live in a world system that is telling you the exact opposite. And you and I have to make a conscious spiritual emphasis on I am fully surrendered because I want to be fully alive. I want to relinquish control when everything in me wants to get control. And whenever we're scared, whenever we live in fear, whenever we have anger, we just want to control. And those are the moments where we relinquish control because we want to be fully alive. And what's even more, I'm going to end with this. I've gone over just a moment. The Peter after this moment was a very alive Peter. He was so alive that when he walked down the streets were lined with people in cots and sick people. That when his shadow touched them, that's alive, people. You know you're really alive when your shadow can bring heaven into a situation. But you have to understand, we have to constantly be fully surrendering. And when Jesus interacts with you today, tomorrow, and the rest of your life, he wants you to be fully alive, but you have to be fully surrendered.